So we are on the, first of all, I welcome the DGP and all the SPs for this joint meeting of the collectors and SPs of the districts for this conference. This is the last session. Let's target 1 hour for the whole session and completion by 8:30. We are going to discuss revenue, excise, INPR, law and order, and public grievances in this session. So first I request Special CS Revenue to start with his presentation on the land registration. All secretaries. All so the head of the department. All secretaries are there. No, they are also there. No. I also request all the secretaries and HODs, all of them have come inside? Yeah. All the secretaries and HODs also to please be seated. Yeah. So, yes, Special CS Revenue.
Good evening, sir. Before I start my presentation, I would like to make a very important point. And it is good that SPs have also come because this point is relevant for both collectors and SPs. During the previous tenures of Honorable Chief Minister, we used to conduct a program which was called Janmabhoomi program. There, the team of officers used to go to all the villages, different villages, by giving a program in advance and collect the petitions. I used to be at times associated as a collector, later a special officer for certain districts, and we used to analyze the petitions which were coming, and most of the petitions were development related. People are asking houses, people are asking loans, people are asking different kind of facilities. That time the average percentage of the petitions which used to come related to land was less than 10%. Less than 10% it was. Mostly even this 10% also there used to be demand for land alienation for agriculture or for house sites. This was the trend almost till very recently. But today if we really see the petitions which are coming on the land related issues, it's crossing 50 to 60%. That should actually give us a cause to analyze the reason as to why there is a sudden spurt in the petitions which are coming on the land. Earlier petitions used to be boundary dispute, maybe sir nagi boundary inta undi, vadala encroach chesadu, or maybe some civil disputes going and all. But today the kind of petitions which are coming, sir na land lagesaru, దౌర్జన్యంగా వచ్చేసి మా ల్యాండ్ కబ్జా చేశారు, మేము కట్టినటువంటి బౌండరీ వాల్ కొట్టేశారు, కబ్జా చేశారు. These kind of petitions are coming in such large numbers that we need to actually figure out how to grapple with this problem and how to sort out the huge number of issues that have come related to land. And here the role of collectors and SPs is very important, because I wanted to address SPs also on this issue, because if it is land which has been forcibly taken away from a poor man, then police must always be willing to protect the interest of the poor people and restore the land back. Such cases are galore. They are there everywhere in almost every district, in some districts less, some districts more. The related point also is one that in Madanpalli, when I was receiving petitions, whole lot of hundreds of them came. And then I wanted, because it was very late in the night, and I requested collector also to dispose of a few petitioners and take the petitions. Now this is not a reflection on anybody, but it is not on Sridhar or anybody, but he is new. But some of the petitioners used to say, no, we will give petition only to Mr. Sisodia. The point is that collector is the face of the governance and administration. if the faith of the people on the institution of the collector gets diluted, then the future is bleak for all of us. And we have to now today stand up, take note of the deterioration that has taken place in the people's perception about the collectors and SPs, people's perception about the governance. We must be willing to solve each and every grievance, and that is why my earnest request to all of you, we must rise up to the occasion. Otherwise, as collectors or as IAS officers, our existence becomes meaningless. Our existence would have no meaning if the public says that no, why should I go? నాకు ఎక్కడ న్యాయం దొరకటం లేదని చెప్పేవాళ్ళు సెక్రటేరియట్ నుంచి దగ్గర వస్తున్నారు, గ్రామాల నుంచి బస్సులు పట్టుకుని సెక్రటేరియట్కి వచ్చి మాకు విఆర్ఓ నా మాట వినటం లేదు, సబ్ రిజిస్టర్ దగ్గర పోతే నా ల్యాండ్ నా పట్టాదారు పాస్బుక్ ఉంది రిజిస్టర్ చేయట్లేదు, ఎంఆర్ఓ దగ్గరకి పోతే ఎంఆర్ఓ పట్టించుకోవట్లేదు, కలెక్టర్ దగ్గరికి పోతే కలెక్టర్ గారు ఉండట్లేదు, కలవట్లేదు. This is certainly not the situation that is a very happy situation, and I would earnestly exhort all the collectors and the SPs as well that kindly now rise up to the occasion, settle the land grievances that have arisen to such a large number in the last 5 years. Something has gone wrong somewhere, and it is our joint responsibility to set that right. Having said that, I'll come to the presentation. Please. This is the data that we have collected from all the districts regarding the lands which were made freehold. The total extent of land which has been assigned in Andhra is 36,000. We also undertook an exercise to figure out whether the original assignees are in the field or someone else has come and occupied. We found that out of this extent, 13,000 are eligible, while 16,000 are ineligible. That means they are not the original assignees, or the land has changed hands, and the extent made freehold out of this is 9,93,000. Collectors may read their figures respective. I won't go district wise. Then the freehold of other types of land, service enam lands, roughly 1,38,000. Dotted lands 1,94,000, Sharatgala Patta land 33,000. Total extent which is made freehold in the state in the last few months or on a year, I can say, is 13,59,000 acres, out of which 25,230 acres is registered. The registered figure is luckily not very high. However, there is every likelihood that on these lands also some kind of GPAs have been taken place, or some kind of agreement to sell unregistered have also happened. Out of this 25,000, 6,000 acres is a gift, which again gives rise to suspicion as to how this huge quantity of D Patta land was given in gift. You know that gift carries less stamp duty. Next, please. Then assigned freehold, total assigned land, same as this thing. Right. This is for the districts. Oksari, districts may read their figures. These are, otherwise you can have the figures from the book that is supplied to you. Next. Now we did some kind of an exercise to find out what could have gone wrong where. Then we found that in 6 districts, that is Tirupati, Chittoor, YSR, Annamaya, Prakasam, Satsai district, abnormally large extents of lands have been made freehold. And abnormally large extent of lands have been registered also. So we have identified, because this is a sample study that we are going to conduct in order to really diagnose that where actually the problem lies, how these kind of transactions have taken place. So we have identified one mandal in each district where maximum extents have been made freehold and then registered. And we are constituting committees. We have issued instructions to the collectors. Please constitute a committee with special deputy collector as the head, and assistant registrar, one tehsildar and one mandal surveyor. they must deep dive into the issue, collect all the records, because here you have to start from the level of VRO as to what proposal has originated from VRO, how it has gone to webland, where in the webland, who has made it freehold, what proposal or report Tehsildar has given to the RDO, and what kind of proceedings the collector has issued, and is there any problem anywhere, including the gift transactions that have taken place in the concerned sub-registrar office as to whether really they were the gift transactions or something else has happened there. That means whether they were fraudulent, undervalued. So this exercise must be completed within a month, because it is a mandal, one mandal. If required, you depute or deploy more number of officers so that we know about the extent, magnitude, and the nitty-gritty of the problem. Next. Then district collectors, this is essentially to convey the instructions of the government that all the assigned and dotted lands you must undertake a thorough re-verification, because we found out during our field inquiries that without 20 years being completed, the D-Patta lands have been made freehold and sold or purchased. Ineligible assignees were in the place, so rather than initiating action under POT, which should have been done, this automatic assumed sort of this thing has taken place, wherein the assign or the new person has automatically become the D-Patta owner, and then the transaction has been carried forward. So you please see that freehold status where it was fraudulently granted, we initiate action. Ensure only eligible persons receive freehold status. Then also there is some kind of discrepancy between the district figures of the lands made freehold or taken out of 22A, the proceedings that the collector has given, and the proceedings which are available with district registrar or made freehold. That needs to be reconciled. Land use conversion from agriculture to non, these are also some of the things which have happened. If the conversions were done as per law, whether they were done or not is to be seen. The lot of government land has been alienated on market value or on reduced market value or on subsidized rates. One needs to see, because always there are conditions imposed in the alienation GO or the order. Kindly see whether these conditions are adhered to by the parties or not, otherwise initiate action. Next. Verify Enam and estate lands, they were supposed to be abolished in the 50s itself, but unfortunately even today in the state, in districts like Tirupati or Annamaya or Vijayanagaram or Srikakulam, Enams and state lands are still there. They need to be settled. Rayatwari pattas have to be issued. Kindly take up this task and finish within a year. All the revenue officers who are using webland must compulsorily use digital signatures. The incident at Badanpalli also shows that we are not bothered, or we are not actually worried about safekeeping of the records. Very important, very valuable, very precious records are there in sub-registrar offices, in RDO offices, in MRO offices. We must conduct energy audit and see that these records are kept safe. In the sub-collector office, the only watchman available was a 56-year-old VRA, and who fell off to sleep at 10:30. So this is, and the CC cameras are not working. This is not the way we should run administration. We should have proper maintenance. We should have watch and ward everywhere, because valuable records are there. Once record is lost, means the land is lost. Then a public campaign should be taken up with senior officers. Senior officers like us, we would visit the districts, give advance intimation, conduct not only the review meetings but interact with the public. Also give them opportunity to interact with us and come up with petitions, and then undertake a systematic study and the action to redress all those grievances has to be taken. District collectors, my request here would be that if any petitioner is coming out of the district and escalating his petition to Secretariat or Honorable CM or Honorable Minister or anybody, at some point of time you must understand that you have failed in doing your duties. This is the way. I mean, all petitions must be addressed properly. That is our first and foremost commitment of duty. Other things will come later. Next. Then there are 1.5 crores households wherein we found that 34,37,000 households which have the rice cards have not applied or obtained any caste certificate whatsoever so far. In order to prepare a comprehensive and complete data, we have undertaken this verification, and 27,045 already have been approved for issuing caste certificate, 4,63,000 rejected, and at the time 2,27,000 is pending verification. Collectors are requested kindly, this is not a much number. In your districts, a few thousand would be there. So kindly undertake that. Permanent caste certificate. After completion, this certificate would be more or less permanent, and it will be available as a category A service through all the MISEVA and GSWS centers, and this will significantly enhance ease of living of citizens. Next. In the registration department case also, very important records and registers are there. Unfortunately, there is not much of watch and ward, and they are also left at the mercy of, maybe the nature or maybe the fate that they still are safe. But now the IG Garu is here. I request him and all the collectors, please ensure, SPs, please at least if nothing else, you in the night rounds of your parties which are going round nights, please ask them to touch MRO offices, sub-registrar offices, RD offices, all the important revenue and registration offices, your mobile units or your vans, they must keep touching them on frequent intervals. Also increase your intelligence inputs on these offices as to whether anybody is trying to plan any sabotage or arson. Then to reconcile the lands which are that already I have covered, this is also covered. So this is what is there from my side. I would request all the collectors and everybody kindly take note of the request by the Revenue Department. I thank for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Excise.
Sabuk Namaskaram.